The first time I slept in an airport, I was 23. Stansted. A 6 a.m. Ryanair flight to somewhere cheap. I showed up the night before because the train was cheaper than a hotel, found a bench near Gate 14, balled up my jacket, and spent the next 5 hours in a state I can only describe as aggressively awake. The lights never turned off. The floor cleaning machine came through twice. A security guard nudged me at 4 a.m. and asked if I was okay. I was not okay. I was cold, stiff, and I had made every possible mistake. That was the before. The after looks different. A couple of weeks ago, I had a 12-hour layover in Doha. Hamad International, which is one of the better airports for sleeping if you know where to go. I walked past the main terminal, past the food court, past the giant teddy bear sculpture, and found a corridor connecting Terminal C to the quiet gates at the far end. Padded bench seating, dim lights, almost nobody around. I put in my earplugs, pulled my hood down, set an alarm, and was out within 15 minutes. Slept for about 5 hours and woke up feeling functional. Not great. Functional. Which after a red-eye from Southeast Asia is all you can ask for. Same person, same airports, completely different result. The only thing that changed was the system. This week was heavy. Cockpit decisions, wing marks, safety systems. Now something lighter. How to survive a night in the airport. And the first thing to know is where not to do it. Gate areas. Everyone goes there because it feels safe. Seats, screens, cameras. But gate areas are working zones. They reactivate hours before the first morning departure. Lights come on full brightness. Staff arrive. Announcements start. If your flight is at 7, the gate wakes up at 4:30. You will get maybe 3 hours of broken sleep before the terminal comes alive around you. Worse, some airports close gate areas entirely overnight and sweep everyone back to the main terminal. Charging stations. They seem logical. Power for your phone, a seat right there. But charging stations attract traffic all night. People come and go. They plug in, unplug, drop cables, check screens. The seats are designed for sitting, not sleeping, usually hard plastic with armrests that prevent lying down. And there is a security angle. I met a guy in Istanbul who woke up to find his phone gone despite it being plugged in. Someone had swapped his cable for a shorter one and walked off with the phone while he slept. Charging stations are not rest areas. They are high-traffic utility spots. Near toilets. I know why people go there. Access to water, a mirror, facilities if you wake up. But bathroom zones in airports are loud, bright, and constantly active. Cleaning crews cycle through all night. The smell shifts. The foot traffic never fully stops. And in some airports, these areas are where security processes people who have been flagged. Not the place for rest. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the runway. Looks romantic in your head. In reality, the apron is a construction site at night. Fueling trucks, baggage trains, pushback tugs, all running diesel, all backing up with that beeping alarm. The glass does not block noise the way walls do, and in some airports the glass is not insulated well, so the temperature near the window drops significantly compared to the interior. Beautiful view, terrible sleep, near food courts and duty-free. Overnight, these zones become staging areas. Stock gets moved, floors get cleaned, refrigerators get serviced. Cameras in these sections are set to higher sensitivity because theft happens during off hours. Falling asleep next to a shuttered coffee shop might feel quiet at midnight, but by 3 a.m, someone is restocking the shelves and the security posture around you has changed. So where do you actually sleep? The answer took me about 50 iterations to figure out, and it comes down to 3 variables: noise, light, and interruption probability. The best spots are in transit corridors between terminal sections, the areas you walk through to get from one concourse to another. These are wide, low traffic after the last banks of flights, have lower lighting because nobody is supposed to linger there, and are rarely patrolled because there is nothing to steal. No shops, no gates, no charging stations. Just space. Find a section with padded seating or a carpeted floor. Those exist in more airports than you would expect. The second variable is gear. 3 items changed my airport sleep completely. A packable eye mask that blocks all light, foam earplugs rated at 33 decibels or higher, and a thin inflatable travel pillow, not for your neck, but for under your head when you lie on a bench or the floor. That combination eliminates the 2 biggest sleep killers in airports, light and noise, and it fits in a jacket pocket. I also carry a lightweight hoodie with a deep hood, which works as a blanket, a pillow supplement, and a social signal that says I am sleeping on purpose, not in distress. That last point matters more than you would think. I learned it in Kuala Lumpur after a security guard woke me up because I looked like I needed help. After that, I started wearing the hoodie and positioning my backpack visibly next to me. Never got woken up again. The visual says, traveler with a plan, not person in trouble. One more thing on gear. Bring a power bank, not a cable to a wall outlet. The power bank charges your phone in your bag next to you while you sleep. No need to sit near a charging station. No exposed cable someone can trip over or pull. No reason to stay in a high traffic area. This one change alone opened up the entire airport as a sleeping option instead of just the seats near power outlets. The third variable is mindset. The first few times I tried to sleep in airports, I was fighting it. Embarrassed, uncomfortable, worried someone would think I was homeless or in trouble. Around the 20th time, that stopped. Around the 50th, I started falling asleep faster in airports than in some hotels. The shift was accepting that airport sleep is not bed sleep. You are not going to get 8 hours. You are not going to wake up refreshed. The goal is 3 to 5 hours of actual rest. Enough to function the next day without feeling destroyed. Once I stopped trying to replicate a hotel experience on a metal bench, everything got easier. There is a programming concept called graceful degradation. When a system cannot run at full capacity, it drops to a lower level of functionality instead of crashing. Airport sleep is graceful degradation for your body. You are not running at full capacity, but you are running, and that is enough. The difference between the first night at Stansted and the 100th night in Doha is not toughness. It is iteration. Each time I figured out one more thing that did not work and replaced it with something that did. The jacket pillow became an inflatable. The gate area became the transit corridor. The wall outlet became a power bank. The embarrassment became a hoodie. Every upgrade was small. The compound effect was a completely different experience. Airports are one thing. Hotels are where the real game of appearances starts. The room looks clean, smells fresh, everything in its place. But what housekeeping actually does to that room before you walk in, and what they skip, might change how you look at that white bedspread. Starting next week.